to episode 3. I think it's 3. No, 2. Yeah, it could be. Anyway, so been pretty slow a couple of weeks with just numerous things, trying to get couplers to fit and drive shafts, couplers, flange shafts, all that, trying to make them up, things not fixing, mating, things not working. So I'm waiting for parts to arrive. I've got contactors, precharge resistors, I've got fuses, I've got all those things on a magical eBay flight coming here. I got loads of ducting, I got cables, that's what I got. The VCU board, that the fine pitch soldering, which is completely out of my pay grade. My skill level was shipped off to a guy down the road. He's gonna do that for me. That's the last thing I need to do before I can plug it in and start having a play, rigging it up to the inverter. Just in case you haven't been watching before, we're going to be taking the whole plan is Audi 80, 1993 Audi 80, 2 litre 16 valve, electrifying it, engine out, Nissan Leaf motor in, Leaf motor and inverter from 2012 Leaf, and the battery pack, 24 kilowatt pack from a 2015 Leaf, which I don't know if I put up a video yet. We did some testing of it and just see what state of charge was. State of charge was in around the 50s and the health of it was 93.7 as far as I can remember. So that was brilliant. So what we've done is just getting a lot of stuff together. One big thing is the gearbox, which I got rid of the petrol gearbox out of this, high ratios, got a diesel gearbox from an A4, same bell housing and all that, slightly different size flanges and all that. In fact, I'm going to show you a quick clip of something now that I was playing around with earlier. Okay, after all that, we put everything back together, put a new seal in. Oh, there's my phone. Yes, let's put the other one in, the other side. After playing around with ideas of changing this, that and the other to make the flanges fit, I did a bit of research and figured out that, okay, here we go. Let's get back to basics again. Here is the one from the petrol, the original 80. Here is the one from the TDI gearbox. So all we need to do is measure this. This has got let's see, we can do this right-handed, left-handed. This is pretty much, it's a 108. It's a 108, fairly common. All we need to do is find a 108 with the color, and there's plenty of them around, so I'm going to go on the hunt next week. That means then I just get one of those, go straight into the gearbox, and then I can just literally go back and use all the old so then I can go back and use the just the running gear drive shafts from the hub back in, connected to the new flange, goes into the gearbox, done. That's it. Okay, then you understood what I was trying to do there, flange couplers and all that. Yeah, okay, so I should have that sorted this week, which means then I can move on to mating up that's my drive shaft sorted out. I can then mate up the motor and gearbox, getting that back in. And yeah, in the meantime though, I've been having a play with the inverter, rigging up to the Prius pack. Don't have the donated Prius pack, and just getting an understanding of how contactors and all that work, how not to chuck a whole load of voltage into an inverter and have it explode, how to do it properly basically. So I've do a few demos. Okay, so in a nutshell, what you have is your that's your plus side of the pack, which comes in. It's going to loop over into the precharge relay here. And what you have is to flick this relay on. You have your 12 volts coming to the side. See that white wire? That white wire is coming over here. It's coming down, and that's where we're going to hit our precharge on the plus side of the battery. Added to that, you also have linked into that is the black wire here, which is the yellow, I think, yeah, over here. See on this precharge side of things. That comes back over here, the black wire, so that goes on the negative side of the pack. So you have your positive and your negative. So that precharge, when it comes in here, switch goes on, contactor goes on. You have your plus comes out through the precharge resistor, ramps up the voltage slowly on this side, and powers it up on the positive side here into the inverter. So gently ramps up to your 208 volts into the inverter. Once you've reached that potential of 200 odd volts out of this pack, you then can flick the main contactor, which is that green wire, which is the yellow one down here. So the green one is just the ground. It's the yellow one. That opens the main plus contactor. Because you've reached just 200 volts, you can then flick open the main contactor by touching off the other wire that I have here. So you have the two. One's precharge, one's main. Yeah, there's main as well. So once you have that done, then you have your full voltage going through, and that's it. Okay, we've mocked up a very crude demonstration here. Please excuse me for the basics of this the switch setup. You can blame Audi, Volkswagen Audi for that. Just for now, suspend reality and just consider that the demist is your precharge and your front fog lights are your main. Okay, so with that we've got the multimeter across positive negative. We've got 0 there. We've got our main whatchamacallit safety switch so you don't blow yourself up kind of thing there, and we've got our demist. So if we put our demist on, that's your precharge up to 209, and then after that we go main and bonza. What you still have across there the main, and that'll shoot into the Haynes manual for the Audi Coupe. No, I'm only kidding. It'll shoot into the inverter for the Leaf, and then we can start having a play. So thank you, Audi, and thank you for watching that crude demonstration. Okay, so here's a little demo with a bit more added. We've done this later on. It's got a bit darker outside. So we've got our grey positive going from positive to positive. We've got our blue negative there, going down to a negative here. So yeah, as we did before, you're gonna have we're gonna open up the precharge contactor. It's gonna flick through. It's gonna come in here. 208 volts, get it up to charge here, and then we'll open up the main contactor again with our glorious setup. Our demist is precharge and our fog lights are main contactor. So yes, so everything's rigged up. Yes. We just put in the non-blowy uppy thing. So switch that on. So we go, okay, let's go precharge. Oh yeah, and we're right up to 209 volts. Ideally then, what you do is, once you're up to that, you will then go and flick the main. Main then brings in, so you got your full complement, so you can draw your full current through there now, going through the main contacts. You have plus and minus coming through. You can put your foot down and draw everything through. That's all I'm measuring at the moment. What I want to do is I want to be able to, with these two, measure the have a look at what the can's throwing out at the moment. That's powering the main board. We've got their values, we've got our voltage going through. Can I do a bit more research onto what I can measure out of this? Yeah, so I will be able to do a lot when I get the old I'll be able to do a lot when I get the VCU board plugged in and a pedal plugged into it, and then 3 phases down to the motor and get it spinning. That'll be a good day. Thanks very much.